Hello and welcome to DCIT 307. This is actually a project course, which is our mini project in level 300. This is mainly based on us to actually find an organization, which is an existing business organization, and then try to identify the problems that are available there and suggest solutions to the problem. So my group is group 18. I and my team members have actually located and discovered an organization that we actually need to help to get these things done. Now, I'll just go ahead straight forward to explain and to talk about my client, and then also give the problems we identified in his corporation, and then finally actually get the solutions that we suggested or we are suggesting to him. So let's just get into this and start to give everything about our client. Okay, so our company was the NCR, which is the National Cash Registry of Ghana, which is actually a corporation which entails two separate parts. A part that deals with ATM machines and a part that deals with helping other companies to grow, in helping them with their financial transactions and other stuff. Now, our corporation actually, this corporation actually has been built for a very long time and has been in the system for quite some time now. Our system was just for our problem that we identified was fraud detection, or was in their security section of the company. Now, these are my team members, which is Egan, as you can see here, myself, Juma, Ajuman Kuno, and Wisdom Senior. Now, the agenda for this is actually to introduce the whole idea about this presentation. We talk about our client, we talk about the proposed problem we sought to fix for the client, and then our suggested solution. Then we conclude this agenda. Now, the introduction. This project is actually aimed at analyzing and enhancing the current business processes in the NCR Corporation, which is the National Cash Registry Corporation. The main focus is for us to integrate AI into their existing system. So using AI and machine learning algorithms to actually detect security breaches in their system, mainly fraudulent transactions. Now, this is also to help us to help them effectively utilize data analytics and extract valuable insights for optimizing their business operations. Now, this actually in the business the data analytics, so analyzing more data actually helps in the implementation of AI models and machine learning models, since they actually need previous data, to actually be able to predict or to produce a logical output or a predicted output in the future. Now, about our clients, as we all know, NCR Cash Registry is a global leader in the finance industry, also in technology, and also in the retail business, which is, as I mentioned earlier, NCR is actually divided into two sections. The first section is basically focused on ATM machines and the hardware part of the transactional cash, which is the ATM finance, you understand, for businesses. And then the other part is also helping other businesses to be able to go through their systems seamlessly without any problems. Now, the NCR is a global company with a lot of presence in many countries, you understand. So this actually took some time because their systems are seamlessly integrated. No, you can't find any breaches unless in the section. So we actually proposed this. We actually didn't find actually a problem that we sought to fix, because their systems, this is a global company which is around the world, so they have actually implemented systems that will actually help them in their security. Now, they mostly provide hardware and software for banks, ATMs, as I mentioned earlier, and also applications, so software applications for banks to help in their security and conduct their transactions. Now, when we actually looked at their system, everything was intact, superb. There was no breaches in their system, but we actually realized that they addressing their problems of fraud transactions was actually very slow, even though it was working for them at the time, but it is very slow in this manner, because it's actually manual, where they have to go through their files, check their transaction dates, compare, go and check the ATM machines, and check the time of withdrawal, compare with the image of the person who came to make the withdrawal, and to be able to track and make, in case of arrests for fraudulent withdrawals and things from ATM machines, will be done. So this actually took time, you understand, in developed countries, because this is a company that is global. So in more developed countries outside, they actually were able to, it took time. So now we are actually saying that they should actually implement AI and machine learning algorithms to be able to detect these fraudulent transactions. So with these AI models, we'll fit it with their existing devices. So first of all, before our suggestion was that, so this was the problem actually. So moving on to the suggested solution is that the transactions before the withdrawal is made from the ATM machines. Now, these ATM machines that are produced by NCR actually come in with their own inbuilt cameras, and mostly around ATM machines, you can see banks have put in place cameras to actually capture people who view this, who come to withdraw their money. Now, it is through this system that manually they have to go through all that recorded footage, know the specific time that the withdrawal took place, then cross-reference it with the image to see who actually made that withdrawal from the ATM machine. Now, this model that we are actually suggesting that they implement using the AI and machine learning is that model actually will, anyone who comes and inserts the card into the machine will have his or her face taken by the camera of the machine, taken and then cross-referenced with the image of the person who actually created the bank transfer. Now, everything, this data, the time that the money was withdrawn, everything is actually a component or a feature that will be used to flag the transaction, whether it is a fraudulent transaction or it is not a fraudulent transaction. So this actually looks like a classification. So we'll actually be able to pick out the features that actually makes a transaction fraudulent or does not make a transaction fraudulent. Then we use this data from the previous part showing fraudulent transactions identified. So we will see the fraudulent transactions identified. Then we will be able to integrate them into the models that are built. Then we train the model. So we train it, then we use another data, which is a section of the data, to test it before we actually release it into the world. So we actually create these models so that they will be actually able to detect AI. They will be able to detect fraudulent transactions from the minute the person makes that withdrawal. So in case if the person inserts the card and then the facial recognition is taken and it doesn't match, so in situations like this, they actually ask us, what if maybe a family member was given the card, to come and make the transaction, to come and make a withdrawal, maybe a son. So these transactions won't actually be flagged immediately that it's not the person who actually made that like a fraudulent transaction. So in case you come to us, to them, that this and this has happened and people have actually come and withdrawn money from your account, that is when, because we know that this is a situation where we know that something like this will happen, so the AI model has already flagged it, knowing that it is not the main person who actually came for the withdrawal, but it is in place. So in case you come, then we go in, check, see who actually made the withdrawal, come to you, show you the person. If you do not actually identify the person as a person you know, then the picture of the person is forwarded to the authorities to make these arrests. So you don't have to go through the system, which will take sometimes weeks to actually comb through. Maybe if it has been a year ago, now the person has to comb through a year of surveillance to actually find the specific ones. So you just create an AI model that flags these transactions, and then we'll be able to actually detect these things fast. So now the benefits of using this suggested solution is that, one, it will improve the security, because people cannot actually make these withdrawals without the consent, and also the customer trust. You understand? It's the customer trust that anyone who comes to make withdrawal can also be apprehended if the card or does not belong to them. Also, it saves people from losing a lot of money, and then it also builds the good organizational brand or the reputation, and then it helps us to get real-time alerts. So in case a transaction is made and you deem it, and the computer flags it as a fraudulent transaction, we get the data, and then we contact the owner of the account. Did you send this? Send the image of the person. If you refuse, then we actually block these transactions from actually taking place. Now it helps also for the company to have a competitive advantage, so it helps them to actually take over the financial market, and then also help them to actually be adaptable to these emerging threats, because a lot of things are coming out now that can be able to be used to bypass this system. Also, we actually came up with a solution that we are yet to present, which is the implementation of two-factor login. So in case you have entered your card, entered your PIN, then they will ask you for a code verification that will be sent. So you select either your email or your phone number. So if you get this, then you actually enter this into the system, then you are allowed to withdraw or make deposits into the account. Now this is actually what my team and I have been working on so far, and we are very grateful for this opportunity. This is KSM Tech Hub. Thank you very much.